In this module, we're going to learn how to utilize Maya's Visualize tools to preview and edit our animations. All right, so we have a brand new scene open up, and you can find this exact same scene within your project files. So what we have here is a very simple ball bounce animation, and we can go ahead and just play it here. And you can see the overall path and the overall animation for this ball here. So it basically just bounces from screen left to screen right and comes to a settle. So anytime you're working on an animation, you want to make sure that you really understand the overall path and motion that your animation is taking through 3D space. One really important area of animation is having really nice smooth arcs on the motion of any character or object that you're animating. If you understand and have learned about the 12 principles of animation, then you'll know that arcs are in the 12 principles of animation. So making sure that your characters or objects are following a type of arcing pattern as they move through 3D space is really, really important. So we can utilize Maya's Visualize tools to get a really accurate look at the exact path that our animation is taking through 3D space. So let's go ahead and take a look at how we can set that up. So we'll go ahead and just pause the animation and jump back to frame 1. And let's actually go ahead and select the main control for our ball. And then one thing that we want to make sure that we do is we want to make sure that we go to our menu set, and we just want to double check and make sure that we are inside the animation menu set. If you're not, go ahead and select that there. And then we want to come over here and we want to take a look at this Visualize drop-down menu. So this is the area where we can find a lot of Maya's really helpful tools for being able to track the exact path for an animation. So this first one here is the Create Editable Motion Trail. And this is one of the most important tools at your disposal for being able to track your arcs accurately. So let's go ahead and hit the option box here. And that's going to open up the motion trail options. And let's go ahead and just go to edit and reset our settings just to make sure that we're working at both of the same settings here. So up here at the time range, we have the option to set up this motion trail based on a start and end time that we specify, or simply the time slider. And if it's set to time slider, it's going to set up this motion trail at the length of our actual timeline. So currently we have 140 frames within our timeline. However, we really only have this animation go up to frame 121. So knowing that, having it set to time slider is going to add in an additional track for this motion that's really just going to be unnecessary. So what we can do is go to the start and end time and highlight that, and now actually specify the start time for this motion trail and the end time. So frame 1 will work just fine. And we're going to change it from the end time of frame 10, and we're going to go to frame 121. All right. And we have a couple different options inside of here. One of the things that we can do is we can go ahead and go down to this checkbox here of the show frame numbers. And this is actually going to show the frame numbers for all of our keyframes directly on the motion trail, which is really, really helpful. So let's go ahead and highlight that checkbox, and then we'll just hit Create Motion Trail. And you can see what's happened here. Maya has basically tracked the motion that this ball is taking through 3D space. And the result that we get is a very accurate representation of the exact path that this ball is taking. And you can see right away that we have a completely different look at our animation now. We're able to edit it in a different way. We're able to see the arcs of our animation and go in here and edit them based on this motion trail. If you have really twisty looking arcs, really sharp corners to your arcs, then you know that you're going to need to make some adjustments. So adding this motion trail is going to give you a perfect look at the exact path that your object is taking. Now you could simply try to sort of eyeball the path that your object or character is taking through 3D space, which can work fine at times, but this motion trail is going to give you a 100% accurate look of the selected object and the arc that it's taking through 3D space and the overall path. So this is really a vital tool for all animators. So if we go ahead and we scrub our timeline here by just clicking and dragging, you can see how the ball is traveling through 3D space. Now, since this is a ball bounce animation, we are going to get some pretty nice arcs on it. However, if you're working on a more advanced type of animation, like a full character animation, then you are going to want to track separate areas on that character. For example, you'll want to track the character's wrist and take a look of the arcs on that character's hand, and even things like the character's head. You'll want to track a point on the character's nose to make sure that the head is even traveling in a really nice arc. Again, arcs are a key component of the 12 principles of animation, and they're extremely important when you're building your animation. So having this motion trail tool is going to come in really, really helpful. Now, one really great thing that we can do with this motion trail tool is we can edit our animation at any time, and Maya is automatically going to update the motion trail for us. So real quick, what we're going to go ahead and do is go down to auto keyframe, and we're going to go ahead and set that, make sure it's turned on, so if we make any adjustments to our ball, it's going to update automatically for us. And let's go ahead and just scrub forward here. And maybe we'll go to frame 18. And again, you can see that the keyframe is actually displayed directly on our motion trail. So it goes up to frame 18, and maybe we want to raise the height of this bounce. So we can make sure that we have our control curve selected. We'll press W on the keyboard to go to the Move tool. And then simply, let's just drag this ball up in 3D space. And as soon as we let go, that motion trail is going to update automatically for the brand new keyframe that we added in there and the change in value on the Translate Y, which gives us a change in the motion trail. So you can see that you're going to be able to edit your arcs of your animation and have it update in real time for you to make sure that you're getting a really nice smooth arcing motion for your object. So you could see how valuable this is going to come in for your animation workflow while you're animating inside of Maya. So again, we could go in here and really edit any one of these keyframes here, and we could drag this to the left even, and now you could see that our entire animation sort of shifts to the left based on the keyframe that we just edited on frame 33. So you can see that even the smallest adjustments to your animation can have a huge effect on the arcs further down the line. So even adjusting the keyframe on frame 33 are going to adjust the arcs on the entire rest of your animation. So you can see that the smallest change are really going to affect your arc. So this is a really helpful tool to have on as you're going through sort of the polish stage for your animation. So now that we learned about the editable motion trail, in the next clip, we're going to take a look at some more of Maya's visualized tools.